Okay, guys, up or down? That is the question. And I'll be very honest with you. On the channel, you know that I'm just being very transparent on what I do with my own money. But anyone telling you now that they know what's coming next is lying. So I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. I'm going to tell you why the possibility is there. I'm going to show you the charts. We're going to look at all the stuff. So let's get going. So number one, I've said the bottom is in. The bottom, I said it around here, right? So I said that this local bottom here was the ultimate bottom, down here at 3.65 trillion, and that we're going to reverse. The reason why I said it is because on the daily chart, you do have a very strong demand zone here, down here. This is a very, very strong demand zone. Why do I say that? Because we had a very big push from there, close above massively, close above the previous high, and then a very slow retrace into that demand zone. And I've been telling you that once we're gonna see an hourly, as the price was coming down in choppiness, I always say elevator up and stairs down. As the price was coming down in choppiness, we did see a market structure shift on the hourly chart, okay, which is a higher high from the daily demand zone. That is a very strong indication that we are reversing the trend, and once the lower time frame trend reverses, that is the beginning of a higher time frame trend continuation, which is going to be the daily continuation to the upside. So if this is that simple, then why do I say that I don't know what's coming? Also, guys, I do these daily updates every single day. There's a link in the description. No, actually, there's a subscribe button. That's what I wanted to say. Subscribe button and the like button. So do that and come back every day. And there's a link in the description to my X account if you want updates as well. And of course, the Telegram where I keep you posted. So, and this is one of the posts that I made in the Telegram. I said this trend line liquidity is very concerning, happening from a 4-hour order block. Supplies in monitoring, but it's not looking good. So the thing is that if you go into the 4-hour chart, this is our high here, and it's not even the proper high, because this did not have, did we have a close below here? I hope we did. No, we didn't. So that's the problem. Like, it's not even the proper 4-hour high. The proper 4-hour high is up here, which caused the major, but we had a break below here. Sorry. So this was, let me just look at this again. Let me just look at this. So this was our bottom here, right? And then a push, and then a close below here, and then a close, there's no close below, exactly. So this is a strong level, but it's not the strongest level because there's no close below the previous low. So ultimately, this would be our level at about 4 trillion. But if we would close above here, I would consider that as a strong 4-hour reversal and then potential continuation. But the challenge is that when we come up to this 4-hour OB, you see this is the last move up on that leg and the massive sell-off from there. That is an order block. That is a supply zone. That is where price rejected from, and therefore there's a lot of sell orders happening. And you see here, you come up here, retest and then rejection, and then retest and then rejection. So the problem with this is that when you see this trend line liquidity forming in from a 4-hour supply zone, that usually indicates that market literally just came down and then just retests that previous supply zone and then rejects yet again. This is how bearish market structure works. So I'm kind of concerned about this. And once we started breaking below here, I was like, you know, this is happening. Like, this is it. We're gonna start nuking. But I had something I told you in the Telegram, that I have a feeling that this is all just a play. And because we still have the hourly higher high and hourly market structure shift from the daily demand zone, I think this could hold. So what am I looking at? And then we had an immediate reversal here, an immediate reversal without any news and anything. So this seems to be the situation. So what am I doing? I'm doing the following. I still believe that even if this is not the bottom, this definitely is the bottom, because this is the daily low. We already had a couple of reversals. We had a reversal here. We had a reversal here. So we had these fake outs, and usually what happens is with these fake outs that you at one point see that the reversal from the daily OB is the actual reversal. So I'm not that concerned. This is definitely the bottom. I do have all my trades open. I'm not closing any of them. I did have partial closes. I told you about it. So even though that this ton position is down 1,000, we already realized 4,000. This is why it's very important that you're in the Telegram and that you are keep up to date with the shows. You have to watch these shows every day, because if you haven't, if you just taken this ton position here with us on the show and you haven't watched the shows every day, you didn't allocate 10 minutes of your time, you would not have taken 4,000 profit. But we did here on the show. So you have to come back every day and you have to watch it every day to be up to date every day. This position, pump position, we were layering in. It was down $2,000, $3,000. Now it's up almost 8,000. So anyway, I'm just saying that a lot of people come here later and they're like, oh, you didn't tell us. Well, you didn't spend 10 minutes a day to watch these updates in the morning. So anyway, That said, what I'm doing, I'm not touching any of my trades. I still have some cash here. I still have, let me see. What does this show SUI here? Why does it not show my dollar amount? Let me just go back here. I'm just going to Pango. Still about $2,500, so about 10% on the account, but that's also because of the drawdowns. So I have about 20% on the account that I still did not add. I am going to add this back, but not now. What I'm waiting for is a push here, which most likely is going to happen, to be very honest with you, and a close above here at the 3.88 trillion. Then we really have to pay attention because, again, as I said, there is no close below here. So this here is going to be the next supply zone around 3.92 trillion. And this is this is going to be one of the most important levels that we've seen the past month. Honestly, it's just killing me, this market, by the way, because there's no trades to be taken, just sitting on the trades that we already have. But I do expect a push above here, a push above here as well, and then a potential rejection or push through here. We're yet to see that. I'm going to update you again here, but this is what I'm expecting. If for any reason we would start falling, what should hold, this is what I posted here, what should hold is the 3.72 trillion. And the reason why this 3.72 trillion should hold is because if you look here, you have the low, you have the high, you have a retrace. This is not the retrace because there was no close above before I had the retrace. So this is the high, this is the low, and the first retrace that's happening from there, is this. So it comes back 50%. Therefore, this is, and then makes a new high. So this is our actual market structure. So what I want to see is I want to see a retrace here, which happened, and then a push from here because we retraced to this 1 hour low, and we should bounce from this level. If for any reason we would break below here and close below here, I will look for a 15-minute market structure shift, and I will deploy back the rest of the cash because this hourly should hold. And if there is no 15-minute market structure shift, I'm just going to wait for another hourly in the daily OB. As I said multiple times, I don't think we're going to close below the 3.56. If we do, I think this is the end of the bull market, and I do think that we're going to go into a very, very deep correction, another 50% on Bitcoin and the total market cap. So I don't think that's happening. So let me go through some of the trades. So obviously all the trades that I told you about in the Telegram as well are here. I haven't touched anything. So we do have Pango back in profit, but we took 1,500 unrealized, realized, because I wanted to make sure that we manage risk properly. I took a TRX short just because, and I'm actually gonna close this. I took this short because of the Justin Sun drama with the 𝗏 token. So oh, that's why. Yeah, exactly. So this is where I have the 20%, exactly. And then Ton is still down, but ultimately up. ETH is just printing. Sol is doing very good. There is I'm going to drop a show on the 24/7 channel today about the Sol treasury company, this potential launch in this week. And then SUI, again, SUI itself, if you just open the position, is down, but we happily took 2.3 thousand profit, so that's good as well. And then Bitcoin is just being Bitcoin, slow and heavy. And then about the bots, I do think this is the opportunity to start opening bots. So I do have long-term bots. So if you look at these are my long-term bots. And because we're on the bottom of the daily range, this is the perfect time to get into these bots. You can have drawdowns, so I want you to look at this here. You can have these drawdowns. Look at this. These bots, I opened all of them here on the channel with you. So if you have taken these with me, and these are not the great entries, by the way. These were bad entries. So these bots are doing absolutely insane. And these are the recent ones that I opened, which did not do quite well so far. But these bots work in a way that they accumulate in, I set them up on my own, they accumulate in these ranges, okay? So they accumulate in the daily range. If you are below the 50% of daily range, you have to buy. And instead of doing that manually, they just buy, sell, buy, sell, and wait for the next leg up. Just so you know what these bots can do, this is my Athena bot. I set this up with you. It's 2.7 thousand% profit on this bot, 2.7 thousand%. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting from all these bots. There's a link in the description that you can see. It's literally just a copy. You can just copy the settings of my bots, and this is not copy trading. Don't mix the two. You can copy the settings of the bot, so you don't have to set them up, and you can claim $1,000 trading bonus if you do that. Guys, tomorrow I'm going to update you as well. Come back for another one tomorrow. Make sure to check this video. This is going to be about how you can claim the $1,000 trading bonus on Pionex. It's stupid not to do it, to be honest, and this is going to be how these bots work. work and how you can set your ops, this is the subscribe button. I'm 𝗕𝗢𝗧, and I'll see you in the next one because you're subscribed. Take care.